call to order the Board of Works meeting for today, April 17th at 10:13 a.m. The first item on the agenda is request to advertise.
Good morning. This is from Harlan Smith, Vehicle Maintenance Director. We are requesting the advertisement of approximately 139 out-of-service vehicles for an auction through the City of Gary Vehicle Maintenance Department on Saturday, April 27th, 2019 at 8 a.m. Please find the list of vehicles attached. Location times are as follows: 900 Madison Public Works Facility, 9 a.m. Purchaser registration and viewing, 8 to 9 a.m. Thank you for your consideration of this request. I don't have the list of the vehicles, but I will make a motion to approve the request to advertise for the vehicle auction for Saturday, April 27th at 8 a.m.
Any second?
Second, I'm sorry.
I'm like, what?
Second. I second.
Okay.
It's been approved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Was that an aye, call to?
Aye.
Yes.
Call to. Let me make sure Harlan gets that list to me and Angie.
Yeah.
He emailed it. You all didn't see it?
It's supposed to be attached to the memo.
It was supposed to be attached. I'm sorry. I can get it brought down to you. I'm sorry.
No, email is fine.
Okay.
If I have an email version, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Claims?
Yes. First, I'm going to start with the ratification of payroll. This is for ratification of payroll that was paid April 12th for a total payroll $1,591,657.65. And then I have approval of claims for this Friday, April 18th, which I have a general fund of $140,344.15. I have a total special revenue of $198,469.25. The special revenue is made up of the following funds and amounts: Fund 213, ESG Shelters, $5,879.70. Fund 215, Healthy Family, $457.23. Fund 223, Comp Court, $1,003. Fund 227, Law Enforcement Training, $85. Fund 240, Health and Human Services, $4,137.34. Fund 243, GHD Rental, $157.06. Fund 250, Park Department, $29.56. Fund 258, Bioterrorism, $2,100. Fund 261, Community Development, $31,631.79. Fund 271, the J Pitt Landfill, $4,342.11. Fund 823, Consolidated Area TIF, $36,672.30. Fund 826, Lakefront TIF, $102,196.79. And lastly, Fund 860 is DOIT non-reverting and $9,777.37. Then I have the following funds after, which is Fund 212, Home Program, $52,298.86. Fund 279, Genesis Center Operating of $2,166.74. Fund 462, Public Safety, $38,031.42. Fund 474 is a redevelopment non-reverting of $55,680.36. And lastly, Fund 816, which is the lead grant for $1,500. Total claims to be paid would be $488,490.78. I make a motion to ratify the payroll and approve the claims for payment.
I second.
It's been moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Correspondence and agreements?
Yes. First one, I have this from the police department. Police Chief Allen is submitting the retirement notice of Corporal Jeffrey Patrick. Officer Patrick began his employment as a police officer for the City of Gary on September 27th, 1995, totaling 23 years of service. He is retiring from his position effective March 31st, 2019. I make a motion to accept the retirement notice of Corporal Patrick.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't know.
Correspondence from Department of Environmental Affairs.
Yes. This is regarding approval for the Buchanan Street Gateway Project Phase 1 2018 Lake Michigan Coastal Grant Program. The Law Department has reviewed the attached 2018 Lake Michigan Coastal Program grant for the Buchanan Street Green Gateway Project Phase 1. The grant, if part of the Buchanan Street Gateway Phase 1 project area, which is an EPA designation, Grand Calumet River area of concern. The area is located in the entrance corridor of the Horseman neighborhood adjacent to the Grand Calumet River. A copy of the grant is marked as Exhibit A and attached. The agreement is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. Just trying to see if there's any information that should be read out of the grant. I know. No, the grant term actually started October of 2018, and the project timeline ends December 2019. The grant was actually, paperwork was actually given to the city in April of 2019. All the documentation for the grant is here, as I've looked and reviewed some of the budget items on it, so I'm not really sure if there's anything out of the, and it is federal dollars as well. It is signed by the city of Gary, and in the process of being prepared to submit back to the state. Is there anything you would want read out of the grant agreement?
There is not.
Okay. Then I'm going to make a motion to approve and accept the grant agreement for the 2018 Lake Michigan Coastal Program.
I second.
It's been approved and second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, yeah, see today.
Correspondence from Human Resource.
Okay, there's two items here. The first one is the contract renewal for Professional Management, Inc. Attached is the contract with Professional Management for administration of employee, retired life, and accidental death and dismemberment insurance premiums for a rate of $250 per month. The administration of retiree medical insurance premiums for a rate of $300 per month. The contract for administration services is not to exceed $7,500 and will be for the period of April 1, 2019, expiring March 31st, 2020. Human Resources is requesting to open a separate PO in the amount of $240,000, from which all insurance premiums will be paid for life and accidental death and dismemberment. Attached is being submitted for your review and approval. The Law Department did do a memo with the same terms in here, and so the contract term agrees. Compensation is the $550 per month, along with the additional not to exceed $247,500 in total for the total contract to pay for the premiums and to pay for the administration of those. The contract is signed and all the required forms are submitted, so I make a motion to approve the contract renewal for professional claims management.
I second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then there's a second one.
Yes, okay, so, again, this is from Human Resources is regarding professional claims management. We are requesting additional funds for professional claims management. Those funds will serve as payment to professional claims management, who disperses payment to One America and collects retiree premiums. There isn't enough funds in the professional claims management PO to cover the remainder of the contract. Effective January 1, 2019, the premium was increased from 32 cents per thousand to 40 cents per thousand. Human Resources is requesting to increase this PO by $20,000 to cover the March invoice from which the insurance premiums will be paid for life, accidental, and dismemberment. I wasn't sure why this was submitted here, but the Law Department did review the amendment to increase the compensation under the contract, which is less than 20% to cover the expenses for March. The total amount of the contract is not to exceed $228,800. So, all the exhibits are here. So really what they're just requesting is the amendment is to be $20,000? Okay. So I'll make a motion to accept the amendment to increase the contract by $20,000.
I second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No.
Greg here. Greg, I just had one question. I saw in the memo from Human Resources that this was funds for payment to Professional Claims Management, who disperses payments to One America and collects retiree premiums. But then in your memo and on the contract, it talks about servicing the administrative services for Cobra, and I wasn't sure what the connection between that and
I didn't prepare the cover memo, Steve did.
Steve did.
So I'm not familiar with that. Sorry.
Can I?
Yes, thank you.
The 2018 contract,
Mhm.
Professional Claims Management, you know, they did do Cobra last year.
Okay.
That's not for the contract for 2019. The contract from last year was from April to March. We
Okay.
don't have enough money for March since the rates increased in January.
Okay.
So,
But who is, the memo from HR says disperses payments to One America and collects retiree premiums. But how is that related to the Cobra administration, I guess is what I'm not understanding. I'm wondering if this is the wrong memo, I think, attached to this is what I
it was
guess.
probably a memo from last year because it was attached to last, they did attach the last year's contract.
Can you come up for a second? So, as you can see here, the memo refers to the increase, I get that, but it talks about, for disperses payments to One American collects retirement premiums, but it doesn't mention Cobra. It's the same professional claims, but I just wondered if,
The contract from law department, the memo.
I just want to make sure that this is the right contract with this memo, is what I guess I'm getting at.
Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the amendment for the professional services.
Okay. Okay. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence from the law department.
The memo is regarding the ratification of a memorandum of understanding with Workforce Development Services doing business as the Work-Driven Services Group to manage the 2018 Summer Youth Employment Program, Gary Works. The Law Department has reviewed the attached MOU with Workforce Development Services, Inc., doing business as the Work-Driven Services Group, WDS. WDS contracted with the city to operate the 2018 Youth Service Program for the city. WDS coordinated the hiring of the youth ages 14 to 18 years of age to work for the city during a 6 to 8 week summer employment program known as Summer Works. The WDS has already completed its contractual obligations under the MOU, and all obligations performed by both parties have been completed. Through an apparent administrative error, the attached MOU was never approved by the City of Board of Works. The Law Department is now asking that the attached MOU be ratified to now close the books on the 2018 program. The agreement is in proper form and sufficient to accurately protect the interests of the City of Gary. So the MOU work was to begin June of 2018, and everything was to be completed by December 14th, 2018. This was a 6-week summer program, and the MOU was for monitoring, reconciling counts and files, submitting all allowable and appropriate costs within a 6-month period. All WDS staff will be terminated from the city payroll by November 23rd, 2018. I know that the work was completed. So I will make, and the contract is, or the MOU is signed by Denise Dillard, contractor. So I make a motion to ratify the MOU with Workforce Development Services.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Municipal lease agreement?
Yes. Next, I have a municipal lease agreement. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed municipal lease agreement between Atlas Bobcat LLC lessor and the City of Gary lessee for equipment to be used for the city demolition work. The effective date is April 11th, 2019, and the last funding date is May 5th, 2019. The total cost of the equipment is $125,441. The lease agreement is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Actually, there's a lease here for the leasing of Bobcat equipment. The equipment is listed here, and there was one section that was here, I remember seeing, that gave the lease payments. So it's a 3-year lease, which the memo does not reflect. The first payment is due in April, and the last of 2019, the last payment will be due April 5th of 2022, unless the city decides to pay it off early. The request is to approve the lease and also to approve the resolution that's part of this agreement. So I make a motion to approve the lease agreement and the resolution for the Bobcat equipment.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No. Just a statement of, reason why the city's leasing this equipment is just so that we could finance it, to be able to get the government discounted rate. We had to lease the equipment,
But it was lease to purchase, right?
but it's lease to purchase, yes.
Lease to purchase.
But it's a legal terminology that gets us through some other things, so.
Yep.
Body just wanted to make that clear that it's for purchase, not just for lease, so.
Yeah. And so that was 3 Bobcats and 2 trailers.
Correct.
Okay. All right, all in favor, unless there are any questions, any more questions? All in
No.
favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna skip the quitclaim deed for Ivy Tech for right now, and I'm gonna move on to the quitclaim deed for Miller Beach property.
There's nothing on the for the fire department, is the fire department, I don't know.
So he wasn't ready to go forward with that, and I don't see it on the agenda anyway, so
Right,
I'm just
okay.
gonna skip past that.
Okay.
So quitclaim deed for Miller Beach property.
The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed resolution and quitclaim deed to transfer property from the City of Gary to the Redevelopment Commission. The property to be transferred is located in the Miller area, commonly known as 860 North Lake Street. The property will be used for stabilization of neighborhoods in the City of Gary. The quitclaim deed is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. The parcel record will not be released by Lake County's Assessor's Office until next year. Upon receipt of this memorandum, please place the resolution and quitclaim deed on the agenda for the next Board of Works meeting. So there's the resolution to make the transfer, the memo. Memo from the Redevelopment Commission is, the Redevelopment Commission is requesting that the properties be transferred over from the City of Gary to Redevelopment Commission as a step in the process of conveying the property over to best use, as well as returning the properties back to the city's tax roll. And that the property is a single vacant lot located in our Miller area. And then there's the different backup documentation showing where the lot is. So I'll make a motion to approve the transfer of the Miller Beach property.
A second.
It's It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye. Do you want to defer this for Ivy Tech?
So there's this quick claim deed for Ivy Tech that's before us, but did we get any information? No? Okay, so we're gonna defer that item.
Okay, I'll make a motion then to defer the quitclaim deed for Ivy Tech.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unfinished business.
I don't have it.
We have one item, which is the request from the city common council office manager to dispose of and retire of equipment. The request is for approval to dispose/retire the following equipment in the common council offices 103A and 209. The Han keyboard stand, office 103A, Dell computer, office 103A, ScanJet 5300C, office 103A, Project Screen, office 103A, HP desktop 5150 printer, office 103A, Epson XP 800 desk printer, office 103A, Acroprint time clock, office 103A, clock radio cassette, office 103A, HP Photoshop printer scanner copier, office 209, Epson XP 800 printer, office 209, HP Photoshop printer scanner copier, office 209, and the Holmes humidifier, office 209. It's my understanding that most of this equipment is old enough it didn't even have inventory tags on it.
I have an email from Samaris
Can you submit that, please?
email to us. It's another list of the equipment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So with the backup documentation not being submitted, I will make a motion to approve the request to dispose and retire of equipment that was listed.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions?
No.
Just to further the comment, this was before the Board of Works last week, but we had concerns about, A, if it had gone through the right inventory control process to be disposed of. So you have checked with our inventory control specialist. These items, because of the age of them, did not even have the inventory control tags on them. But you have worked with them and IT to make sure that they're disposed of properly. And accounting, of course, has the records that they need to make sure it is disposed of on our books. So it looks like all the steps have been taken now, so we can move forward with the vote. Unless there are any other questions or comments, all in favor?
No. Aye.
Any other unfinished business?
No.
Any new business?
No.
I have none.
And public comment? Yes, Mr. Nowak.
Good morning, members. My name is Jim Nowak. I live in the 2nd District. I'd first like to offer my best wishes, congratulations to Corporal Patrick on his retirement, and wish him a happy, healthy, safe, and long retirement. I'd also like to comment on several questionable actions taken by the Board of Works today. One regarding the disposition of the surplus vehicles, 139 vehicles. No list was included in the action taken today, and only 10 days was allowed for advertisement for this auction. Apparently, it's to be held on September 28th, which is 10 days from today. Hardly gives time to advertise and get the best results from interested parties. I'd also like to talk about the disposition of the Marquette Park property which was the quitclaim deed to redevelopment. Once again, redevelopment, this is a parcel that has been bouncing around for at least 6 years. This is the old Lake Street off the old naval base. This has always been parkland. There was plans for development in the past. It had looked like it was going to be a sweetheart deal, less than open, honest, and fair. Once again, it looks like we're headed down that road. I'd also like to comment on the workforce development with Denise Dillard. You know, the city has been having summer work programs for Gary Youth for years and years and years. We've never had to cut in private parties to get a portion of the money that would otherwise be utilized for direct payment for services for young people who were interested in contributing to their community. So here we've got what appears to be the workings of 3 sweetheart deals. One for the vehicles, which obviously is not intended to get the best price. Second is to transfer the lakefront property to redevelopment for another sweetheart deal, as we've seen in the past, and the other is the workforce development youth service program. Once again, cutting in a insider, the Gary insider, at the expense of young people in our city. So for Corporal Patrick, congratulations, but for the board today, several questionable actions taken today. Thank you.
Can I just speak to the list, the auction items? That was inadvertently left off. I am having Raven to bring down the auction list. They will be advertised in the paper in the Times and the Crusader beginning tomorrow, and then the following week as well, prior to the auction on the 27th.
As it relates to WDS, just to clarify, the summer hiring program that was facilitated by WDS was state funds through their TANF program, and they contracted with WDS. The city did not create the contract with WDS, the state did, to use their funds, the TANF funds, again, not city funds, to contract with WDS. The reason we had an MOU between WDS and the city is because we processed their payroll for them. WDS did not process their own payroll. We processed their payroll for them, and they paid us to do that. So there were no city dollars diverted to WDS. The state contracted with WDS to facilitate the summer hiring program using their funds, and we processed payroll for WDS, and they paid us funds to process the payroll and do the administration for timekeeping.
What about the sweetheart deal on Lake Street?
There is no sweetheart deal on Lake Street. As you know from the meeting the community meeting you attended, there will be an RFP put out allowing anybody to submit a proposal for the development on Lake Street. Okay, if there's nothing else, I will take a motion to end the meeting for today.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second?
Thank you. It's been moved in second. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.